What is up, Packers fans? Happy Packers Bears Wild Card Game Day. I'm your host, Andy Herman. You can follow me on Twitter at Andy Herman NFL. You can find the podcast at Pack-A-Day Podcast. We are presented to you today by Luigi's Pizza. Huge shout out to Luigi's. Get your postseason pizzas in the oven right freaking now. If you're not enjoying a delicious Luigi's Pizza during today's game, during the postseason, during our pregame show today, you're doing everything wrong. So make sure to get one in as soon as you possibly can. Highly recommend the garlic dippers as well. You can find them on social media at Luigi's Pizza and, of course, luigispizza.com. The huge news that we just got in the last 15 minutes or so, I did hear some rumblings of this about 45 minutes ago. And it was then reported by Bill Huber and then just confirmed now with the inactives for the game. Zack Tom is out of this game. And there is little to say of how, or you can't overstate how huge of an injury that is for Green Bay. And it's just another in a long line of injured players that Green Bay has had to weather throughout the course of this season. And it just sucks. There's no two ways around it. If I can find the stats here from Jacob Morley, who posted the stats earlier this week of this offense here it is, for with and without Zack Tom. They have an overall PFF grade of 74.4 in games that he has started and finished. That goes down to 67.2. This is per PFF without Zack Tom. Their pass blocking grade is 69.2 with him, 51.1 without him, 61.9 run block grade with him, 56.8 without him, and their record with him is 8-2, and it goes down to 1-5-1 without him when, again, he starts and finishes a game for Green Bay this season. He is a massively important piece, and for, I don't know, the billionth consecutive playoffs, it feels like, the Packers will not have a key offensive lineman, or there's just been offensive line situations, whether it was the game where they decided to start, what was it? It was Billy Turner at left tackle in that particular game, I think, in the one game of the playoffs. David Bakhtiari missing in 2020. And then, Zack Tom, and I think it was Elton Jenkins went out in the playoff game last year, and now they'll be without Zack Tom this year. And just having to go into a playoff game, with no Zack Tom, no Tucker Kraft. I mean, those are two of your three best players on offense. And then, of course, on defense, no Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt. Your best player on defense, and Wyatt's probably in that top 5 conversation on the Packers defense. It is just a really, really difficult world to live in when you don't have your best players. Now, I'm not going to let this get too negative. The Packers are still favorites in this game. They have every opportunity to go into Chicago and still pick up this win. And so, yeah, we're going to talk about it, obviously, at the onset here, that they do not have Zack Tom, but it is what it is. Green Bay's got to find a way around it. As mentioned, they're 2.5-point favorites now, at least as of last glance, looking at it right now on ESPN. And the money line is -130 for Green Bay, +110 for Chicago. So this is still a game that Green Bay has every opportunity to go out and win, regardless of missing some of their top players in this game. But again, no ability to overstate that Zack Tom's loss in this game is massive. Now, Chicago doesn't have a team generally that can take advantage of this. Austin Booker's been better. Montez Sweat can play well, but they don't have a great defensive line. And Jordan Morgan has played well at right tackle his last 2 times out. He's looked really good at right tackle in the last 2 regular season games that he's played it. And so that is a encouraging sign as well. He's going to have a good game. But on the flip side is obviously you don't want to give Chicago a weak point. You don't want to give them an area to attack on a defensive line that, again, isn't very good for Chicago. You don't now want to give them a backup at right tackle and make it so that it's harder for Jordan and harder for Josh Jacobs, and it gives them maybe an advantage with Sweat or Austin Booker against Jordan Morgan at right tackle. So it's a huge game. This is why offensive line depth matters a ton. And it's why you go out and maybe even despite it not working out great so far, we'll see what it ends up. But spend a 1st-round pick on Jordan Morgan, a 2nd-round pick on Anthony Belton, a big free agent contract on Aaron Banks. I'm not necessarily defending any of those moves per se, but this is why you go out and have that offensive line depth, is because you need it in big games like this. And yes, as somebody mentioned, we've got the Godzilla sweatshirt. The Packers Godzilla sweatshirt rolling today. We're 1-0 in the season with the Godzilla sweatshirt. So we're hoping it's going to bring us some good luck throughout the course of today's game. And, whatever you got to do, if you've got lucky underwear, a lucky rabbit's foot, a lucky jersey, whatever you got to do, get it going, figure it out. And we've got the Godzilla sweatshirt rolling today. Just to sort of recap, obviously Zack Tom is not the only inactive for this game. I'm actually going to do the Bears first because I haven't seen this yet. Ja'Day Walker, the Bears wide receiver that had the touchdown at the end, or to basically get the tie in that game, is no go for Chicago. CJ Gardner-Johnson, of course. Amen Ogbonmega is out. Luke Newman, Case Keenum is their emergency third quarterback. Ruben Hippolyte and Tryon Shoyinka is out for Chicago as well. So that's their inactives. Nothing really noteworthy there, to be honest. Nothing super unexpected. For Green Bay, they did call up Isaiah Nair at wide receiver early in the day. So he is a go for Green Bay. Inactive for Green Bay are Dontavian Wicks. We knew that. Desmond Ritter's the emergency third quarterback. We predicted, well, we knew that going into today. Jalen Simpson was one I predicted. Colin Oliver was one I predicted. Again, I did not predict Zack Tom. I thought he was going to go. So Lecitus Smith is active instead. The one we talked about as a likely inactive. He is now active, and Zack Tom is not. And then the interesting one, they did not call up a tight end, as mentioned. So they did have some opportunity to play with this a little bit. But Jacoby Keeney James is the other inactive. So they decided to deactivate the sixth wide receiver. They decided to go with Nair over Jacoby Keeney James as the fifth wide receiver in this game. And that does mean that Baron Sorrell is active along with Bretton Cox. They have 6 defensive ends and 5 defensive tackles ready to go in this one. So they're going to have actually Gary, Enigbare, Van Ness, Bretton Cox, Mosby, and Sorrell. So 6 defensive ends, and then Brooks, Wooden, Stackhouse, Brinson, and Jonathan Ford, all at defensive tackle. So they have 11 defensive linemen active for this game, including, again, 6 defensive ends, 5 defensive tackles. Colin Oliver, the lone inactive along the defensive front. So they will have a huge helping of defensive linemen for this game. Only 5 wide receivers, only 2 tight ends. Now, Darian Kennard is likely that number 3 tight end. Or at least, going to get some 6th offensive lineman looks, but they actually only have 2 true tight ends active. So that's going to be something to kind of monitor as well. And you also have to remember, if there is an offensive lineman that would get hurt in this game, Kennard is probably the first one up, which then limits you as well to your tight end / 6 offensive lineman looks that you can go with. So a huge day for Luke Musgrave and Josh Wiley as well as the only true 2 tight ends that are active on the roster. All right. So I did want to mention too, I do have the Panthers-Rams game on, so we'll do a little bit of a watch along as well. Certainly a much closer game. And it, like, early on, you have the Panthers go 4 and out, and the Rams immediately take over, get a touchdown right away, and it's 7-0. And then it just looked like the Rams were probably going to have a chance to maybe run away with this game. And now all of a sudden it's a 17-17 game. And a very entertaining game so far. So kudos to Carolina for keeping this thing close. And we'll definitely be keeping an eye on it. I'll be kind of going over things as we see it here. So if you see me, not have great eye contact on the camera, just know I'm checking the score, kind of doing the watch along with you guys, as well as I'm sure a lot of you guys are watching this game as we're going through the pregame show as well. Thank you so much for being here. We've got 400 plus people in chat in the first 8 minutes here. So thank you so much for that. I will get to as many questions as I can. We'll go probably a little bit before, right up until kickoff. So I would say, probably 6:55 or so, just to give me a few minutes to kind of get ready before the game. But we'll try to get to as many questions, comments, and maybe some concerns with Zack Tom being out as we get through this next hour plus here on the pregame show. And again, thank you so much for joining me. Appreciate it a ton. John Powers, H6S. Thank you so much for becoming a brand new YouTube member. Really appreciate that a ton. If you guys haven't checked out memberships yet, make sure to do so. Also, if you could do me a huge favor, there's 400 plus people here. Just subscribe really quick. Also, I see from time to time where people are disappointed or upset that they missed a live show. Just hit the little notification too, so that you're always notified whenever there's new Pack-A-Day content, because there's stuff that's coming out all the time, whether it's a YouTube short from Tyler or from Megan, whether it's a live show that we're doing with Mike Wall or myself, or who knows who we might have joining at any time, or whether it's a new video that's coming out. And we've got multiple that come out throughout the course of the week, including a brand new one every single day. So hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn on those notifications as well. Let's get to some questions. Richard came in early, 8:32 a.m. this morning. In past playoff games, we've seen our best players not play their best. Here's hoping our best players play well and do their job. Go Pack, go. It's going to be of the utmost importance that Green Bay's best players show up in this game, at least the ones that are healthy, right? You've already got nothing in this game, unfortunately, from Wyatt and from Parsons and from Zack Tom and Tucker Kraft. And not getting anything from those four is brutal in and of itself. So remaining star players like Josh Jacobs, like Jordan Love, like Christian Watson, Xavier McKinney and Javon Bullard, Evan Williams, Edgerrin Cooper, those guys are going to have to play huge in this game. Devontae Adams, big pick up near midfield for a first down for the Rams as they try to get their offense going a little bit. Still 17-17 with about 6.5 minutes in the third quarter here for Carolina and the Rams. But yeah, Green Bay's best player is going to have to step up, especially in the absence of some really major injuries for Green Bay. I know your team receive. Do you want Green Bay to take the ball? I actually do not want Green Bay to take the ball in this one. That Chicago crowd, I fear, is going to be insane to start the game. This is a Super Bowl for them, basically, right? And this is a playoff game in Chicago for the first time in forever. And that crowd is going to be nuclear to begin the game, if I had to guess. And I just think if you get that ball on your own 25-yard line or somewhere around it, and you all of a sudden have to, go against that crowd noise early, I think that's a really, really tough thing to do. So I'm going to hope that we can put, Caleb Williams out there and that Bears offense. We have an injury to Matt Stafford. He's banged his thumb, maybe. Looks like he's probably going to stay in, but it looks like it's on his throwing hand. Yeah, he's staying in the game. No surprise there. But I actually think that I choose to defer in this one. If Chicago wins, I would assume that they would defer. But they love their offense too, and I'm sure Ben Johnson would like to get out to an early lead. Green Bay has done so much better as of late with their silent counts and working against difficult crowds. So if they do get the ball first, I do think they have the opportunity to maybe still make some noise. But as much as I'm team receive about 99 times out of 100, this is one where I think I would probably choose to defer and have Bears get the ball first. See if we can get a 3-and-out or something like that, or a big defensive play, quiet that crowd a little bit, at least to where it likely would be at the very start of the game. I feel like it's going to be a big Edgerrin Cooper day. Quarterback spy Caleb, and with him a lot because he might be the only Packer that can get up speed-wise with Caleb, and even then probably still hard to do. Again, we talked about best players are going to have to be at their best. Jeff Hafley is going to have a variety of different looks in this game for Caleb Williams. We saw some corner blitzes, especially off the right side. Keep an eye on some, off of Caleb's right side blitzes from Green Bay. And what you're trying to do there is obviously A, get to the quarterback, but B, you want him so that he can't roll to the right. Right. If all of a sudden he rolls right, he's rolling right into a corner blitz or somebody coming off the edge that way. Keep an eye on safety blitzes, nickel blitzes, or even just an outside corner blitz, just to kind of keep it so that if he does roll out, he has to roll to his left side. There's a variety of different things that Green Bay is going to do. I'm sure some mush rushes and trying to keep Caleb in the pocket. I'm sure some QB spy stuff. I'm sure some blitzes off the off that right side to make him roll to his left and things like that. But it's going to take everyone doing their job on every play. And as we've talked about all week long, every single play in this game is going to feel like it's of the utmost importance. And every single play could change things one way or the other. And it's going to be really important that they try to keep Caleb Williams hemmed in as much as possible in this game. Go Pack Go 298. Thank you for the super chat. Of course, we have people calling Tom. Yeah, that's just a ridiculous thing. I can guarantee you if Zack Tom, could be out there, he would be out there. You usually see in these games, all of a sudden, come playoff time, those injuries start to heal up pretty quick, right? And all of a sudden, they, they're like, oh yeah, I can definitely go in this game or at least give it a shot. And I guarantee you that if there's any way that Zack Tom could go in this game, he would give it a go and try to make it so that he could play in this one. On the road, crazy environment, cold weather, everyone in the world on the Bears side. These games are why you pay a quarterback $55 million. Go out and ball out Jordan. It's a huge game for Jordan. And whether we like it or not, whether it's fair or not, this will probably be a bit of a narrative builder. Maybe one way or the other, but certainly if he has a bad game. That first game in Dallas, he was just tremendous, right? One of the arguably still the best game that we've seen to this date from Jordan Love. And then, the San Francisco game and the Philly games, he was not very good in those games. Not atrocious, but certainly nowhere near his best. And if he has a game like those two, you're going to start saying, well, Jordan Love can't come up clutch in the playoffs. So at least that's what the narrative will be, whether, again, it's fair or not. And if you have 3 playoff games in a row where you don't perform at your best, it probably does start becoming a little bit more of a talking point. And it probably is a little bit of a fair conversation point. If he goes and balls out in this game and has another tremendous game, again, not like the pressure wouldn't be on him in Seattle if they go to Seattle next week, but that would certainly go a long way, I think, for him and for this offense and for this team, and trying to get a win today and just, again, get Jordan back on the right track and playing some really impressive playoff football. I think he's going to have a big game today, but it's really important that he obviously goes out and does that. Packers went on a 4-game losing streak to make sure that they could start their 4-game winning streak tonight. Lance, let's do it. Let's freaking do it. Let's get that win streak started. And again, 1 game at a time, Chicago first, but you never know what can happen if you start picking up some playoff success and how that can maybe galvanize a team and get everyone going in the right direction. Nothing like playoff football. Enjoy the game, everyone. Thanks for hyping this one up all week long, Andy. Nathan, no need on my end to hype this one up. This one is hypeable all on its own. And this has been a really, really fun week of conversations. Thanks to all our guests for coming on, having great chats, all the people on the audio side who made this a really fun week of conversation. This has been great. Again, I'm just here along for the ride with you guys as well. Happy to be able to do it. And I am so excited and so geeked out for tonight's game. Panthers, meanwhile, holding the Rams to a field goal attempt here. Again, still 17-17 in the third quarter. We'll see how it's a 42-yard field goal for the Rams, who have had some special teams issues this year. But even so, if the Rams get this, 20 points for the Rams, Panthers sticking in this, and they did get it. It is 20-17 Rams, 4:17 left in the third quarter. It'll be Carolina's ball with the opportunity to go down and tie or even take a lead with a touchdown. And if you had to choose one, what would most likely lead to a win in this game? Is it Jacobs rushing for 150 yards, no turnovers, or Jordan passing for 400 and no turnovers? I'll be honest, Cheesy Matt, I would probably take either of those outcomes. I would gladly take either of those outcomes. If Jordan has 400 and no turnovers, I feel really good. But Jacobs having 150 and no turnovers probably leads me to believe that Green Bay has a lot of ability to stay balanced, and that they were able to continue to run all throughout the game and didn't have to pass a ton, which likely means that they're in the lead. I'm slightly tempted to go Jordan still, just because I think no turnovers for Jordan is a super important stat in this game. But I would probably slightly lean towards 150 and no turnovers for Josh Jacobs in this one. Good question though. Beast coming in with the super chat. People sitting on their couch calling pro football players soft is hilarious to me. I'm so excited and so nervous. I love the game. I love it too, Beast. And again, all of these players want to be out there. Like I can't stress to people how much training and time and effort and energy goes into the entire year. And the biggest thing that you want to be out there for is the games, but specifically the playoff games. I mean, these are the ones that are legacy definers that you're working hard all year long to try to get to a Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. So to not be out there is heartbreaking for these players. I mean, it just is. Like, they want to be out there and they want to support their teammates as well. I guarantee you he is devastated by the fact that he can't be out there today with his teammates. Hopefully Green Bay can win today and he can get ready and be out there next week against Seattle. But again, 1 game at a time. We'll see what happens, and hopefully Zack Tom healthy by next week. Happy game day. Justice is a madman. We love Justice Mosqueda here on the Pack-A-Day podcast, of course. Is he in the chat or anything? I haven't, obviously I'm kind of just going from the top and getting some members chats in and things like that. But I do know Justice is one to hop in the chat from time to time. I don't see him in there, but yeah, we love Justice here. And I'm excited to talk to Justice all off season as well. We'll talk free agency. We'll talk draft. And, but we're going to talk Packers Seahawks coming up next week, which is what right now I'm super excited for. I don't know that anything changed with Zack Tom. You know, I will say this, and I talked about it. I don't know if it was probably on today's show. Maybe it was yesterday, but it gave me some fear when he sat out on Friday. And I know Matt LaFleur said rest, but you go on the on Thursday, you go on the injury report on Thursday and there's no rest listed next to his name. It's still his injuries that he was dealing with. That definitely gave me some fear and trepidation that maybe he wouldn't play in this one. And it ends up being the case that he's not able to go. I really thought that they would do everything and he would do everything to give it a shot. But you also, we saw this once against Cleveland already, where they thought he was ready to play and he played 1 snap and then had to go out of the game and couldn't continue to play. And that was really detrimental to Green Bay in that game. And so maybe they didn't want to try that and go in that direction again. Maybe they're super confident that they're going to be playing Seattle next week. I don't know, but it probably just came down to, and what Matt did say throughout the course of the week is that they'll give him up to the week to play. And it came down to today, and he just wasn't able to go, which sucks. But Green Bay still has players that can take his spot. Jordan Morgan, like I said, he's been good at right tackle lately, and hopefully that'll be good enough to get through Chicago in this game. I'm no Ben Johnson, but if I'm Chicago, I copy and paste the Ravens game plan, right? You think Matt knows? I think everybody knows. I think you know. I think I know. I think the Bears know. I think Green Bay knows. I think everyone knows that Chicago is going to try to come out and establish the run in this one. I don't think it's as simple as copying and pasting the game plan that that Baltimore had against Green Bay, and I don't think it's simple as what Chicago did against Philly. But those are two blueprints that I'm sure Ben Johnson's looked at all week long. And I talked about it today. Keep an extra eye on Carl Brooks. Carl Brooks has not been able to hold up against double teams. And when you've got a really good interior offensive line with Dahlman, Jonah Jackson, Joe Tooney inside, and you can get a double team on Carl Brooks and he can't hold up against it, you're pushing him out of that gap. And it basically becomes like an instant 3 to 4 yard gain. And if you can just push the pile forward a little bit or break a tackle, and especially again, if you're Derrick Henry, that 4 yards becomes 8-9 yards pretty quickly, which is why they had so many, 9+ yard runs in that game against Green Bay, or 5+ yard runs against Green Bay. So yeah, I do think that they're going to, copy and paste some of what Baltimore did. I'm sure they're going to copy and paste some of the stuff that they did against Green Bay already this year. And Green Bay is going to have to go back and look at what they did against Detroit and Jahmyr Gibbs and say, hey, we can take a really good rushing attack and a really good running back in Jahmyr Gibbs and shut that down. That's the performance that Green Bay is going to be leaning on to say, hey, we can do this. And as I talked about today, I do think that Baltimore game was mostly an outlier for Green Bay. We've seen good team defense and good tackling from Green Bay throughout this season. And it's going to take that today against Chicago all game long. Again, if Chicago's around 120-ish, 125 or fewer rushing yards on the ground, I feel really good about Green Bay. This can't be 180 plus. It can't be 200, and it certainly can't be 300 plus like what Baltimore did against Green Bay. Stewart of the North, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that, my friend. King Kermit member for 17 freaking months. Some of y'all are so spiteful. I get being upset, but coming up with conspiracy theories and how they are intentionally sitting is just sad. Go Pack, go baby. I got faith till we're out. I will just say this. I talk about all the time. So I'm going to maybe be speaking out of both ends of my mouth here of how we can multitask, right? We can talk about multiple things at once. And that is a failed 4th down conversion for Carolina. That is a big play in this game. 2017 Rams, they take over around midfield, 2:46 left in the third. Rams defense comes up huge there. Another failed 4th down for the Panthers. But I talk about, hey, we can talk about multiple things at once. But today especially, I've seen so much fan fiction of how the Packers could lose this game to still fire Matt LaFleur, of how to get John Harbaugh into Green Bay, of how to fire Adam Stenavich, talking about how Zack Tom is soft or whatever. Today is a postseason game against the Chicago Bears. It is everything right now. This is as good as it gets. This matchup, this rivalry, a playoff game, January football in the cold, Soldier Field, other than being at Lambeau Field, this is as good as it possibly gets. We don't have to talk today about the future of Matt LaFleur, which, by the way, Ian Rappaport came out today and said that they will both be working towards a contract extension as soon as the season is over, and anything that happens tonight will not affect that. So that is now the report from Ian Rappaport, is that Matt LaFleur basically will get an extension, or that both sides are going to aggressively work towards a extension together, with all eyes on Matt being the Packers coach for the foreseeable future. So that was always, as we've talked about here, the unbelievably likely scenario. But if the Packers lose it, we can talk about all of that stuff in the coming days of what Green Bay should do from here, what changes they need to make, what changes they should make, etc. But to go this aggressively on some of those topics on a day where this is awesome, this is as good as it gets, just enjoy this one. I would implore you, through a Packers Bears game today. Try to get through the game without trying to, fire somebody. Just enjoy. It's not going to be perfect, right? This is going to go back and forth. There are going to be moments where you are pulling out your hair and hating everything. There are other moments that are going to feel very, gleeful and joyful and everything else. And hopefully at the end, Green Bay comes out on top. And again, if they don't, we can talk about all the repercussions of what goes on from that afterwards. But man, enjoy today. This is as good as it gets, and a really, really good football game between Chicago and Green Bay, with the opportunity to advance into playoff field that isn't the strongest, and everyone that feels like has some legitimate chance to make a run at this thing. And let's just try to get through Chicago, and then we'll see what happens from here. We'll see what happens from here. Be positive. Good vibes only for this one. All right. Sorry, there are so many chats that I'm just gonna have to kind of jump around a little bit. Let's see. Glad Justice accepted Oregon's fate before yesterday. Man, that was an absolute butt kicking. Kudos to Indiana for how they've turned that program around. Keys to victory. Yeah, we talked about it on today's show, RTX Nikki. But just to kind of recap those for you and what we talked about on the pregame show today, if you missed it. Turnovers, obviously, Chicago's the number one turnover team in the NFL for a reason. They're an absolute magnet for turnovers, and Green Bay has seemingly been a little bit allergic to them throughout the course of the season. So turnovers, run defense, which we've talked about already. Carl Brooks, we talked about already. Linebackers and defensive line working in tandem for Green Bay. Just playing cohesive football up front to, again, stop that Bears rushing attack. Red zone efficiency. Green Bay was 0 for 5 in their last matchup, and they've been struggling with red zone offense as of late. That's going to be huge. Third and fourth down efficiency for both teams. If you get Chicago into a third and long, you've got to get them off the field. If it's a fourth and short, you've got to get them off the field. If it's a fourth and short for Green Bay, they've struggled with those. They got to find ways to convert those, and you got to find a way to convert some of those third and longs against Chicago's mostly crappy defense as well. Get Josh Jacobs in that run offense going. Can't have catastrophic special teams mistakes. Packers can't beat themselves. Got to find a way to contain Caleb Williams. Handle the weather, the elements in this one. Not going to be snow or anything like that that's going to affect it, but the winds absolutely could. And then who makes that one big play? This is easily one that could come down to one big play, one way or the other. Matthew Stafford just takes a big sack. That's a big play for Carolina. But who can make that one big play for either of these teams? That'll be huge in this one too. So yeah, those were my keys to the game in this one. Also, Colston Loveland, another one, is just an honorable mention. He's been playing some really, really great football. Got to find a way to kind of keep him in check some way or the other, one way or the other, I should say. Matthew Stafford only 12 of 26 in this game. Huge 3rd and 12 coming up, throws it, and he gets picked off. That is a huge pick for Carolina. Talk about after a failed 4th down conversion. Stafford not himself in the last game. He does not look like himself right now. This is a more vulnerable Rams team than I think a lot of us expected. That is a legit pick for Carolina, and this is a game. This is a game. Let's see if Carolina can get points off a turnover here, either tie or take the lead in this one. Matthew Stafford, again, not exactly looking like himself. Pretty good pass rush by Carolina. He's throwing to his left, I think, pretty much the entire time here. He goes left pretty quick. That is a good jump on the route by Jackson. Clean pick, maintains possession. Good stuff. Goes to Devontae Adams, understandably. And that is just a great read by Jackson. High points the ball. Good stuff for Carolina. Carolina's right back in this thing. All right. Amy coming in with the $10 super chat. Thanks so much, Amy. I'm so glad they released that today so there wasn't any distractions or extra pressure on anyone tonight. Now let's eat some pizza, drink some beer, beat the effing Bears. Amy, that is the keys to success in this game. A Luigi's Pizza, drinking some beer, and beating the Bears. That is the keys to life. I'm all in with you, and I hope you enjoyed tonight's game. And I'm right there with you. I'm glad that they didn't release it today, but cool that Ian, at Rappaport got the story today. That does seem to be that they're going to try to extend Matt LaFleur no matter what in this one. Kipperoni coming through. Rather a win or a loss. It's been either a win or a loss. It's been a wild ride this year from the Parsons trade to all the injuries, and now we get Bears-Packers in the playoffs. Let's go Paco. It has been a roller coaster. If we're being honest, it started with an extreme high with Micah and the wins against Detroit and Washington. And then it kind of dipped and came back up, was coming up in a pretty aggressive way. Oh, we got a big play for Carolina. Oh, I thought he could have kept running. Down to the 8-yard line for Carolina. That's Coker, who's come up huge in this game, other than the route that he stopped on a little bit. But he's coming into his own. 1st and goal, Carolina from the 8-ish yard line. This is getting interesting. This is a very fun game. So yeah, Coker wins easy. That's a good route. Clean hands. Good stuff from Coker. Now, I thought he could have kept accelerating. I don't know. He probably got to about the same spot either way. But yeah, down to the 8-yard line for Carolina. Bryce Young called him out a little earlier. Said of the 7 quarterbacks in the NFC playoffs that he wasn't the best, that Malik Willis would be ahead of him. But he's starting to ball out a little bit. He's gaining a little bit of confidence against this Rams defense. We're into the fourth quarter. It's going to be fun. But yeah, as of late, to go back to what I was saying, at Denver looked like it was going to peak back up, right? And then after Denver, everything's been trending down. Let's get that roller coaster going back up and a feeling of euphoria again, which we haven't felt in some time. Green Bay due for a win and some good news after all the injury news and the 4 losses in a row as of late. In Jordan, I trust. Go Pack, go. Brendan, thank you for the super chat and thanks for being here. Huge game for Jordan Love. I think he's going to come up clutch, but this should be a fun one to monitor all the way around from Jordan and this Packers offense. T Tizzle, Andy, do I dare break out my new Micah Parsons jersey today? Never wore it before, so I don't know if it's lucky or unlucky. Depends, if you are, I'm just gonna say do it. I'm not even gonna go in any other negative direction. Absolutely. We're putting the Micah jersey on. We're getting all the positive vibes. New Micah jersey, clean, crisp feel to it. Yeah, put it on. We're gonna feel good. We play good. We win. I'm all in. Wear the Micah jersey. Beast coming in through again with the super chat. Not Packers related, but what even is Bryce Young? I have no read on him. Yeah, I think he's a young quarterback that, again, is having some ups and downs and is sort of figuring out still how to play. He's always going to be a little bit of a at a disadvantage with his size, but man, he can make some big time throws when he wants to. I think the game hasn't slowed down for him yet. And if and when it does, I think he still has certainly some upside. But yeah, there's some rough moments where you look at him and just be like, what is this? And there's other moments where like, he looks really good right now. Right now he's cooking a little bit. We got the James Jones. Daryl, you got to get the hoodie underneath. If you're going to go James Jones jersey, you got to get the hoodie underneath. So just a reminder there. I have not seen yet. And again, you guys are going to probably have to help me out a little bit more from any of the tweets that are coming in from, it looks like we got snow on the ground all of a sudden in Chicago. Interesting. We got some snow on the ground. Love this. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. But I have not seen if there's been any like who's lining up where. So you guys might have to kind of keep an eye on that a little bit more again, because I'm here chatting with you guys and have not had the opportunity to obviously keep an eye on all the tweets. But yeah, we've got some legitimate snow on the ground. You guys can see that right there. Little legitimate snow on the ground in Chi-Town. Interesting. We got elements. All right. 29 gets 2 picks today. Go Pack, go. A lot, like, in all honesty, I do think a lot of this game comes down to Caleb. I really do. I want to see if he is up for this moment and has a really big performance in a playoff atmosphere, or if we get a little bit of a inconsistent, shaky first-time performance from Caleb. And we get really good Caleb, it's going to be a tough game. Like, no two ways around it. That is going to be, that is a big hit. But yeah, that's good. They threw a flag on that hit for what? He hit him. But that's football. Unless he went helmet to helmet, but I didn't see it. Interesting. But yeah, I think this is going to be a big game for Caleb. And if you get really good Caleb, it's going to be really difficult for Green Bay. Let's see this hit. Oh, I have to see from the other side. He did lower his helmet, but did he make contact helmet to helmet first? Oh, yeah, he does hit the helmet. All right. That's going to get called. Yeah, that's going to get called. All right. But yeah, and then if Caleb has a rough game and we see a couple of poor throws and interceptions from Caleb, I could easily see Xavier McKinney, somebody else taking advantage. But Green Bay has to actually hold on to the pick. Green Bay has to find a way to actually hold on to the pick. Over under on Ben Johnson trick plays, I'll say it's at 1.5, because I think for sure we get one. So I think you have to set it at 1.5, and I'll say under. I bet we get one trick play in the end zone. Touchdown Carolina. Chuba Hubbard gets the touchdown. So Carolina, fourth quarter, is now winning this game out of nowhere. This is crazy. This is what we talked about going into these playoffs, of how every single game is going to feel like it can go any direction. All of these teams are tightly matched. And this is crazy if Carolina somehow pulls this off. Obviously, a ton of time left, a full quarter left. And the Rams can turn on that offense seemingly at will. But the fact that Carolina's up pending extra point 24-20 in this game with 14 and a half minutes left is absolutely wild. Kudos to Carolina. Kudos to Carolina. Extra point is good. 24-20. Bucks upset the Lakers. Badgers upset Wolverines. Pack take down the Bears. Almost had a Marquette win against Villanova as well, but couldn't quite get that one, unfortunately. I believe GB women, GB women won big against Detroit by 21 points. Only Marquette not able to pick up that win with a 3-point loss to Villanova, which was a pretty entertaining game too. But good sports weekend so far for Wisconsin. Hopefully the Packers can finish it up with a big win today. Tokyo Bay Packers -1.5 Godzilla sweatshirt for the win. We got it. Look at this thing. Packers, Godzilla. What more can you want? There's a huge back to this too. I don't know if you can see it. It's awesome. I love this thing. I'm not a huge fan necessarily of like the overall color of it, but it's not my color, but it'll do. It'll do. We're in the Godzilla sweatshirt we trust. I love playoff football. Give me a Carolina upset. It'd be fun. It'd be a ton of fun. I mean, you would get, yeah, I mean, obviously depends on what happens, but yeah, it would certainly help the winner of the other game if Green Bay wins the Philly San Francisco game if they get Carolina. But again, any of these games, anything can happen. Anything can happen in these games. Here's everything you do for us and a big Packers victory. Jacobs going to run angry and be massive. We're due for a Kyle Brandt, Josh Jacobs angry run in this game. Which I'm sure Kyle Brandt would not love because he's a huge Bears fan, of course. But if we could get a Josh Jacobs angry run where he points at somebody in the open field again or gives the bring it on, yeah, sign me up for that, Josh Jacobs, in this one. Colin Oliver is inactive for those of you who are joining just a little bit late. The inactives for this one, I think I tweeted it out. Yeah, here we go. Dontavian Wicks, we knew. Desmond Ritter's the third quarterback, we knew. Jalen Simpson, we predicted. Colin Oliver, we predicted. The two that we did not, Zack Tom, as we talked about the huge news, Zack Tom is inactive for this game, which means Lacita Smith is active. And then I thought the other, inactive was going to probably be either Brenton Cox, Barron Sorrell, or one of the defensive tackles. But they keep 11 defensive line active, and then Jacoby Keeney James was the final inactive, with Isaiah Nair being called up earlier in the day to be the fifth wide receiver. I did see the one interesting aspect of that we haven't talked about yet is kick returner. I would be willing to bet you Emmanuel Wilson is one of the kick returners, but I thought, Jacoby Keeney James might be one of the other ones. Now there's not. So there's three other players that I could see potentially back there for Green Bay. Keyshawn Nixon, I'll believe it when I see it, but Nixon actually makes quite a bit of sense in this one. But Keyshawn Nixon would be one. Chris Brooks would be another. And I think what you would want in that opinion is Brooks basically almost being like the up back, being like the blocker for Wilson. But also if it would go to Brooks, it's not like the end of the world. Like he could return as well. Or Matthew Golden. I don't really think anybody else makes sense. I suppose you could do a couple interesting things. You could go with like a Jaden Reed and try to get him going. You could go Christian Watson. I know there's like always, you could get hurt. Like this is all hands on deck. I don't think you probably want to do Christian just because he's so important at wide receiver, but you could go Christian. You could go Josh Jacobs. You could give him a shot back there as well. Again, this is playoff football. This is everyone, all hands on deck, but I'll be very interested to see now who the kick returners are without a really clear and obvious option of who's that kick returner. Speaking on kick returner, we have not heard. We know that at the end of last year in locker room time, Keyshawn said he basically didn't want to play kick returner anymore and wanted to focus on being the number one corner. But that was the last we heard of it. We've not received a final indication one way or the other as to why he has not been put back there. I'd like to see more of Wilson at kick returner. It looks good to me when he does it. Yeah, I would expect he's probably the primary returner today. But again, it's an interesting scenario, and I'm kind of excited to see what they ultimately do at that spot. Would love to see Jacobs give Brisker the bring it on early, give him the business, then later in the game and do it again. This time break his ankles would be glorious. I'm in. I'll take that. Per Tom Silverstein, the wind is blowing north. McManus is hitting 60 to 64 yarders. No problem in that direction. All right. Yeah, so I think it'll be interesting. Yeah, I think you defer, but you're going to have to figure out when you want the wind and when you're against the wind in this game, if that's the case. That will be a very interesting aspect of this game. I'll be honest, I can't remember if it goes like you have the wind in the first and the third and second and the fourth, or if it's first and then it snakes second, third, and then so you get first and fourth and second and third. So I don't know, but you probably want the wind with you in the fourth quarter would be my guess. So that's another sort of kickoff thing that you could potentially want in this one, is to be able to choose when you get the wind with you. I love a big game from Jordan and Jacobs, but the biggest thing is avoiding penalties. They just kill me every time. I've talked about this on numerous occasions. Penalties actually aren't a great indicator of winning and losing, which is always surprising to me, but it actually isn't. And if you look at some of the more winning teams in the NFL, a lot of them usually, I haven't looked at it this year, but a lot of them usually actually have a decent amount of penalties. Like it doesn't actually correlate as much as you would think, but I would still err on your side, Eli, and prefer that they don't have a ton of penalties in this game. Domovsky says it appears the snow is slowed or stopped. So we'll see if that is true. And if we don't, have any more snow on this one. Rams driving, by the way, they are about to get a 3rd and 1 at the Panthers 30-yard line. 12 and a half minutes remaining in this game. Hubby just left to pick up pizza, checked while grocery shopping. No Luigi's here. Oh, unacceptable. But I understand if you don't have Luigi's, you still got to find a way to get a Luigi somewhere or the other. So that part of it I get. All right, really quick, let's do our sleeper picks for this game. And here's what we got. We got Monday Night Football. So I shouldn't say for this game, but let's do our sleeper picks prior to today's game. We've got Monday Night Football. We get a free pick. Oh, almost a touchdown to Kua. Good pass defense for Carolina there. But CJ Stroud, more than 1/2 passing yards. So I like my odds of that. Kenneth Gainwell, more than 33.5 receiving yards. Jaylen Warren, more than 1.5 receptions. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of checkdowns and throwing to the running backs in this game for Aaron Rodgers against a very, very difficult Houston Texans defense. So I like those 2 picks there. You can trust me and take those as well. Or you can probably do the smart move. Oh, that was almost a pick by Carolina. That was almost a pick. Man, Stafford's struggling right now. Or you can go in your own direction, which is what I probably recommend a little bit more. Either way, get your picks in over at Sleeper, and you can get a 100% match up to $100 by utilizing code Packaday. Again, a 100% match up to $100 by utilizing code Packaday. Rams pick up a huge first down on 4th and 1, by the way. Check out Sleeper for details. Terms and conditions apply. Again, see Sleeper and get those picks in. It makes the postseason a ton of fun. So when you get the chance, check it out. Again, make sure to utilize that code PACK-A-DAY. Huge shout out to Sleeper for sponsoring today's show. We really appreciate that a ton, and sponsoring us all throughout the season as well. We'll be going strong with our partnership through February with Sleeper. So looking forward to that also. Let's get back to our comments here. HBK, I just don't want to get hurt again. Packers fans have had a interesting existence in the last 30 or so years. Lots of unbelievable quarterback play, 2 Super Bowl championships, 3 Super Bowl games, but some of the most heartbreaking, painful playoff losses that anybody could possibly imagine in their life. I'm not naming them here. We're not putting that bad juju out there, but you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. And it doesn't ever seem to get any less painful. And so, yeah, I understand it. I think we're all a little bit calloused at this point in time and not wanting to have to go through any of that ever again with all the playoff heartbreak that we've had. But this is a privilege. Postseason football is a privilege. You earn the right to either have the jubilation of a playoff win or the stab you in the back sort of feel of a playoff loss. And we're going to get one of those. And as I tweeted out earlier today, the difference between the joy that this playoff win will bring or the heartbreak that this playoff loss will bring, and the gap between those two things could not be any further if you absolutely tried. Matthew Stafford picks up a first down on a QB sneak. So first down Rams as they continue this drive. 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They are down by 4 to Carolina, but they are deep in Carolina territory as we speak. And Carolina had the opportunity to potentially get an interception on this drive. Couldn't take advantage of it. When we win, are we taking shots in the live post-game, Andy? Pokey, we might have to do something like that. At least have a beer or something to celebrate. I'll gladly take below average special teams today. Just don't be brutal. Man, could we be the difference on special teams? It would make sense, okay, if you sort of echo last season, right? last season in the first game, Green Bay gets the huge special teams play and the block kick to win the game. Then in the next game, you have the huge punt return by Chicago that propels them to that victory. Then this year, in the first game, you didn't really have a major special teams play one way or the other, but Chicago gets the huge onside kick recovery in that game, in the second game, to propel them to victory. So today, Green Bay's due to pay that one back and get a huge special teams play in this one. They're due. They're due. They've got to do something. The Fighting Rich Pistachios, can you come through? Can you make a play? Oh, that is a touchdown, Rams. And the Rams have retaken the lead 27-24, 8:47 remaining, 27 pending the extra point, of course. But Bryce Young going to have to now put together a drive and go try to take the lead again. Really efficient drive by the Rams there. Panthers are going to rue that potential dropped interception in the end zone where they had a real chance to take the ball away on that drive. Trying to decide wine cooler or whiskey during the game, leaning towards whiskey. Yeah, maybe watch the first, maybe go small first, maybe go wine cooler to begin with, but, have whiskey ready if things go a certain direction. Now go whiskey. Just go whiskey right away. Could it be beneficial to move Gary inside and bring Enagbari on third more than 5? I don't think it ever really makes sense to move Gary inside. That's not been something he's done well really in his career. So I would not do that. I do think there's a conversation to have of putting Gary on more rundowns because he's been good against the run. And maybe on pass downs, don't utilize him quite as much just because he hasn't been able to get to the quarterback. But they're going to have to figure out, they've got 6 defensive ends active in this game. They've got 5 defensive tackles, and LVN can also kick inside. Baron Sorrell can kick inside. So they've got a ton of options at their disposal. Somebody needs to step up. Somebody has to step up for Green Bay and really say, hey, we're going to find a way to get to the quarterback and we're going to stop the run in this game. Just wanted to take a look. All right, so snow has stopped and the field is turning green again. All right, so it doesn't seem like we're going to maybe get a snow game after all, which is what was kind of predicted all the way along. And it looks like the field is kind of back to normal. So don't expect a major snow game, which is what we talked about in the pregame show today. Need a drunk 80. The issue, I would have no issue with this, guys. It sounds fun to me. I have no problem getting a little buzz on for sure. The issue is, what you guys don't realize is after our live post-game show tonight, I then have to, upload that audio to the audio channel, then get Camille's video, edit and upload Camille's video to YouTube. I have to do all the tracking and uploading and all that sort of stuff and get that stuff done. Then I have to rewatch the game on the condensed version, which is another 40 minutes, and take coherent notes during the rewatch of the game. And then after that, I have to put together my podcast notes of everything I'm going to talk about for tomorrow's show, and then record tomorrow's show. And then after that, edit it, upload it, and get that all uploaded. The odds are I probably am not in bed until, actually, there's a good chance I don't go to bed tonight because my kids have a basketball game starting I have to get them there at 7 a.m. And then from there, we have basketball game. And then my other son has 2 basketball games. Then my oldest has a basketball game. Then we have a soccer game after that. So from 7 to 1 tomorrow, I'm going to be at sports. And I probably won't, if I get to bed, it's probably going to be at like 6 a.m. for like an hour and then immediately get ready for all the sports. So what I don't think is that, getting super hammered and then going in to do all that stuff and not sleeping tonight and going to sports in the morning is probably not my best option. So having a beer or 2 certainly on the table. Getting hammered in the post chat is probably not the smartest move on my part. Pokey might be onto something though. Chalky milk and dino nuggies. Now you're talking my language, Pokey. Now you're talking my language. Just say yes. Shh. I'll do what I can. Use ChatGPT. Get it drunk too. All right. See what we can do. We can save drunk. Sharp and Andy for the Super Bowl victory. Exactly. That's what we're shooting for. Yeah, I do, but especially if the Packers win, which is why we'd be celebrating, right? Tomorrow will be one of the most watched shows of the year. Like that'll be a very good episode to have out there. Missing that one would not be smart on my end. I believe in you. I appreciate that, radio. Yeah, driving around on 0 Z's. That's going to be me tomorrow. Pray for me. One beer. Everyone knows the rules. Might do two. Well, we'll see. I have a couple. I think I'm down to just Oktoberfest left in the few Oktoberfest left in the fridge. So might have to pop one or two of those open in the pregame chat if we when we get the win tonight. Just your excuses. You can do all of that drunk. I believe in you. There have been, I would say, in the history of the video show, there have been probably at least 5 episodes that I have done drunk. And nobody has yet to comment or have caught me on any of those episodes of like, oh, Andy's drunk on those episodes. So there's been at least 5 of them in that range, give or take maybe 2. It's somewhere between 3 and 7, probably around 5 shows that I've done drunk. And I was always expecting of like, oh, Andy's hammered or Andy was drunk. And I've not had it happen yet. So I'm undefeated on drunk podcasts and people not being able to tell. Or maybe people were just very nice. Or maybe I was too hungover to read the comments. I don't know. But there have been at least a handful that I've done drunk. Big Nifty, I appreciate you, my friend. Just win. I'm in. Yeah, Zack Tom being out sucks. We talked about that at the onset of today's show. It was a 1st and 15 for Carolina. They get about 4 of it back. Going to be a big 2nd and 11 coming up. Not where Carolina certainly wants to be right now. But they're within 3. And it's late in the game. Bryce Young, 18 of 31, 243 and an interception right now. But he's played some better football late in this game. CV's got some Bryce Young magic in that Panthers helmet he found. Anything different you want to see in this game? Yeah, red zone execution and not giving up onside kick recoveries. That's what I want to see. I'd like to see X and Evan weaponized more near the line of scrimmage to maybe negate some plays and turnovers, get some turnovers. Yeah, that'd be nice. Oh, that's not going to go anywhere. A big 3rd and 13 coming up for Carolina after this. That's going to be a massive play. Better call up your best play. But yeah, again, weaponizing X and Evan, I'm all for. I'm absolutely all for. But, you know, to me, there's a part of me that also wants to keep X deep because he's so good at it and limiting those big plays. And Evan's so great near the line of scrimmage. So you have to be careful with that a little bit. And I think, again, Edgerrin and Quay can only kind of be sometimes as effective as their defensive linemen are in front of them, at least in the run game. So it's going to take this defensive line playing really, really well. Number 2,800 I8E. Not sure about that name, but thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you a ton. So I think the Packers should target Kyler Gordon early. Oh, you had a chance to catch that. You had a chance to catch that. That's a big drop. It's a tough catch, but that's a big drop. I am not afraid of going against anyone. I don't want to necessarily target Jalen Johnson a ton in this game, but I don't really have an issue of targeting anyone else in this this secondary. Does he have a chance at this? Oh yeah, his hands are on it. I don't think he was going to get both feet in either way. So I think that was always going to be incomplete. But yeah, tough situation there for Carolina. They're going to punt the ball away to the Rams. They're going to have to get a stop and then get the ball back to try to either win or tie the game after that. Big drive coming up for the Rams. I believe in Jordan, man. He's got to show us right now. Please, Matt, just let him cook. I think he will. It sounds like a guy covering for being drunk now. That'd be great. I wish I was drunk right now. That sounds fun. I'm lucky hubby tolerates me listening to Cheesehead TV because TV announcers annoy me a lot. Yeah, Aaron and Corey do a fantastic job. So I've talked about this. I'm not an Al Michaels and Herb Street guy. It's my least favorite announcing duo. Al is just past his prime. He doesn't got his fastball anymore. And Herb Street's just a college guy to me. I think he does really good in college. I'm not a huge fan of his NFL announcing. But Corey and Aaron do such a great job where if you're looking for that watch along, cannot recommend Cheesehead TV enough during the game. I will be on during halftime on the Luigi's Pizza channel. So at Luigi's Pizza, halftime, I will be live there for the halftime show, breaking everything down. And then immediately following the game, live post-game show right here on the YouTube channel. So I hope to see you guys there, breaking down a huge Packers win again, ripping a couple beers while doing so. Tom may be out, but we will see him in Seattle. I hope so. Still confident we only need a few good plays, stops on defense. This is just going to take, it's going to take everyone. It's going to take offense, defense, special teams. Got to find a way to come up with a win in this one. And let's see if the line has moved at all. Nope, still 2.5 for Green Bay. It's now minus 130 on the money line, plus 110 for Chicago. But Green Bay still the favorites as of right now. Z-Pens is rocking his 2002 NFC North Championship sweatshirt. The Juju is strong. Go Pack Go. Let's get after it. That's a good sweatshirt to wear. I do think the Packers will beat the Bears. I think it's close. I have the Packers by 1, 27-26, but this one's going to be epic. And I think it could go in any of a variety of directions. Rams pick up a big play on second down. It looks like we might have a couple Panthers injuries here from a big collision. We'll see if those guys get up, but big first down for Puka Nacua. McKinney needs to step up this game. I think he will. Evan Williams will be solid per usual. Safeties, I would argue, Javon Bullard, Evan Williams, Xavier McKinney, the three safeties. I know Bullard plays in the slot, but those three and Edgerrin Cooper are Green Bay's best players on defense. So the safeties have to play huge. Edgerrin Cooper has to play huge, but they need some help up front from their defensive line. Kyle Good, thank you for the new membership. Appreciate that a ton. So you just said you wish you were drunk right now. Just listen to yourself. I wish I was, but I've got work to do. It's a work day for me. As fun as this is going to be, and as much as I'm looking forward to watching this game live, I'm working right now, and I'm working during the game, and I'm working after the game. And like I said, I don't get to probably sleep tonight. So, getting completely hammed up is probably not in my best interest. Thank you, Pokey. Appreciate you guys. You guys are just gonna have to pick up the slack and having a couple extra drinks for me. Would absolutely love one or two Bears turnovers. We're due for some turnovers. We are. Again, I can't stress it enough. I know it's a stupid talking point because, of course, anyone that's analyzing this game, what do we get here? If this is a hold on, here's Carolina's opportunity. Hold on the Rams. That's going to put them at 1st and 20. Carolina's got to get off the field on this 1st and 20. Cannot allow them to pick up a first down. So if Carolina can get off the field on this 1st and 20, they'll have a chance to go down and either tie or win the game on what could be their final drive. So a huge, huge opportunity here for Carolina, but they got to get off the field. Got to get off the field on 1st and 20. But yeah, again, it's easy and dumb analysis just to say turnovers are massive. But when you have a team that leads the league and has just dominated the turnover margin all year long in Chicago, and another team that has been basically even and allergic to turnovers at times and has gotten almost no points off of turnovers, that is an incomplete pass on first down. 2nd and 20, even a better opportunity for the Panthers on this one. Got to get off the field. But yeah, you've got to find a way to at least even the turnover battle in this one. And if Green Bay can win it, you feel really, really good about your chances. All right, Pack. Thank you so much for that comment. I love it. Golden will have a big game. I hope you're right. Hopefully Michael saved whatever he has left for the playoffs. I hope so. Can't believe they renewed him too at 82 years old. We don't know for sure because I think he was designated with the 2 different injuries for Zack Tom. So I'd have to go back and check the injury report, but I know he had 2 designations. We got a check down for the Rams. They can't get the first tackle. They do get the second one. It's going to be about a 3rd and 16 for the Rams and a huge 3rd and 17 and a huge opportunity for the Panthers to get off the field with about 5 minutes left here. O-line is key. I agree. Golden is clutch. Dallas game, dude makes plays. Hope he does. I think he will. I think he'll have opportunities in this one. Also lucky the kid has us on his Prime subscription. If you're in Green Bay, Milwaukee area, it will be on TV, or Chicago area, it'll be on TV for you. Yes, everyone else will need that Prime subscription. So if you haven't taken care of that yet, all right, here we go. 3rd and 17, 33-yard line, own 33-yard line. Stafford back to throw, has to check it down. Just need to make a tackle for Carolina. They make a tackle, no penalties. Rams will have to punt the ball away. So it's 4th down, 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. Clock is ticking with about 33 seconds left on the play clock. Carolina is going to get the ball with about 4 minutes left. 1st and 10. We'll see what yard line they get it at. And they will be down by 3 with the ball. Bryce Young has the opportunity to have his sort of defining moment in the NFL with an opportunity to go down and tie or win this game for Carolina. So make sure there's no penalties here. We got a block. Panthers blocked the punt. Holy crap. The special teams for the Rams strikes again. The Panthers get a block and it went nowhere. So the Panthers are going to have unbelievable field position. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Unfreaking believable. 1st and 10. I don't know who got it. They showed the end zone view. I thought they might almost be like a running. Oh no, he blocked that clean. Number 27 for Carolina, who I don't know off the top of my head. My apologies. Oh, it's Isaiah Simmons. The former Packer. Isaiah Simmons comes up with the blocked punt for Carolina. Unfreaking believable. He got that thing clean too. Never a doubt. Never a freaking doubt. Simmons had a great play as a punt gunner earlier in this game too on special teams. So I don't know if Green Bay is maybe ruining not keeping him around as a special teams player. 1st and 10 from the 30.5 yard line, 31 yard line, we'll call it, for Carolina. 4:12 left in the game. Oh, they get the little pop pass to Tet McMillan. 1st down and 10 to the 14 yard line, 13 to 14 yard line, somewhere in there. 4 minutes left. Love that throw. Love that play by Carolina. Love that play call. Just a quick, easy glance off of a read option for Bryce Young. Well-designed play. Linebacker jumps up on the run and just pitch and catch to Tet McMillan. Nice read. Didn't have to put even anything on the throw. Beautiful play. We got 1st and goal from about the 13 to 14, or not 1st and goal, 1st and 10. We'll call it the 14 yard line. Man, this is good. This is a great game. Inside handoff, about 6 yard pickup on 1st down. It's a big time run. It's a big time run. That's Hubbard picking up the nice yardage there. Carolina's going to be able to take this clock down too. If they can get a touchdown, Carolina's got a real opportunity to win this game. All right, let's talk more Packers and stuff. We'll keep an eye on this. Higgins, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate that a ton. Road game missing multiple key Packers like Parsons, Kraft, and Wyatt. We still favored to win. Goes to show the Bears don't deserve the 2 seed. Deserves got nothing to do with it. It's going to be a good game. Both of these teams have the opportunity to win, and this is why we play them. I cannot wait for it. Reed Golden, big games. Let's do it. All right, we've got 2nd down and 3 for Carolina. Oh, the fake pitch. Oh, incomplete. Carolina, that could have probably been worse for Carolina than what it was. Big 3rd down coming up. This is huge because I don't know if do you have the balls to go for it? You probably do if it's like a 3rd or like a 4th and short. But man, this is a huge 3rd and 3 coming up. Big pass batted away there for the Rams at the line of scrimmage. Wasn't going to go anywhere anyway. In fact, it probably would have lost yardage if it was incomplete. So probably advantageous to have that play incomplete. But barring a 1st down without a touchdown, Rams will definitely have time left at the end of this one. I don't think there's actually going to be snow, but I would say the snow would favor Chicago a little bit. But again, Green Bay should have the ability to run the ball with Josh Jacobs. 3rd and 3, 2:43 left in the game. Ball on the 7 yard line. Bryce Young back to pass. Coker, touchdown! Touchdown, Coker. What a throw from Bryce Young. We've got a Panthers lead. Holy crap. What a play call. What a throw. What an unbelievable play. Panthers are leading. This is fantastic. 30-27, extra point still to go. 2:39 left. Matthew Stafford now will get his chance at a rebuttal. Beast Bumblebee, thank you for the Pack-A-Day membership, the gifted membership. Appreciate you for that. Caleb will fold under pressure. We'll see. Hopefully you're right. 6 cans of lager down. Many more to go. Game starts 1 a.m. here. I'm so confident in a Packers win. Enjoy that. Enjoy the game. What a throw by Bryce Young. Ref helps him up. Look at the ref helping him up. All right. Huge extra point here. Need to make this a 4-point game if you're Carolina. And it's good. Fitzgerald, the rookie kicker, who was, had the big kick against Green Bay too. 4-point lead for Carolina. 2:39 left. Rams will have all 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning as well. Time's not an issue here as far as driving down the field. But, man, blocked punt by Isaiah Simmons into a touchdown from Bryce Young to Coker. What a game. Bro, I am so freaking nervous. Going to mix up a drink to soothe the nerves here in Maine. Listen every day for the last 5+ years. That is awesome to hear. Really appreciate you for that. Let's see. Have y'all ever put cheese curds on hot dogs? I have not. I have not put cheese curds on a hot dog. Playoffs are off to. This is exactly what we expected. Exactly what we expected. I think Michael's is 82, 81 or 82. It's right in that range. Twitch TV for free for the game. Well, that's cool. Free on Twitch. No sub needed. All right. There's another way to get it if you need it. Do I remember what a Dunze's injury was? And have you heard if it should affect him? It was a foot injury, and he was a full go in practice and off the injury report, at least he wasn't questionable or anything. So yeah, he should be good to go on this one. All right. Brandon, Panthers looking like the team of destiny. Here's to a Packers-Panthers NFC Championship. Go Pack Go. I'd take that. Panthers revenge game from earlier this year in Carolina. An opportunity to go to a Super Bowl, shades of 1996. I'll take that. Rams will get the ball at their own 29-yard line to start. 1st and 10, 2:34 remaining. Jersey Al. Love to see you, bud. Thanks for being here. Jersey Al, by the way, just quick shout out to Jersey. There's about a 95% chance, if it's not for Jersey Al, that I'm not here doing any of this. So somebody tip Jersey Al. I don't know how you can do that, but somebody tip him and you should never be tipping me, my friend. Long story short, did a guest article for Cheesehead TV a long time ago, breaking down Packers and Chiefs grades from a bad Aaron Rodgers grade from PFF. And then a couple of years after that, year and a half after that, talked to Jersey Al about writing for Cheesehead TV full time. And Al said yes. And the rest was sort of history from there. If it weren't for that and getting involved in Cheesehead TV and doing my grades and my film reviews over there, there's a very good chance that Pack-A-Day and doesn't exist. And Andy Herman is nowhere near doing what he's doing today. So Al, thank you so much, my friend, for all of your support over the years. I appreciate you a ton. And again, never tip me again. How dare you? The laziest man alive. Keep grinding, Andy. My first ever super chat just for you. I appreciate that a ton, my friend. You're the absolute best. Stewart of the North, will Tucker and Micah be on the sideline? I heard Micah is in attendance. I have not heard about Tucker. I have not seen for sure about Micah, but I have heard that Micah is in attendance. So we'll have to kind of wait and see. Packers 49ers NFC Championship game. All right, that'd be fun. What do I think Green Bay's best offensive play is? I don't know. Anything from Jordan Love to Christian Watson at this point. Those two are playing great. Andy, the opening 5-minute rant for today's game had me ready to run through a wall. I'm pumped for this game, but due to injury, any playoff success feels like a luxury, not an expectation. It's in a weird way. I still think there's expectation for this game. I think it's important that Green Bay picks up a win. I really do. I think it's good for the franchise. I think it's good for Matt and Jordan and just the fan base in general. I think anything on top of that is icing on top of the sundae, or icing on the cake, cherry on top of the sundae. I'm combining lame cliches here. But I do think that getting at least one playoff win is really important for this team. And I think they're going to pick it up today. Randall Cobb's in attendance. Can he play? Can he return punts? He's probably the best punt returner for Green Bay in attendance. Like that's got to be a true statement, right? If you could have Randall Cobb or anybody on this Packers team return a punt for Green Bay, it's got to be Randall Cobb, right? I think I would choose Randall Cobb. I need this win like a fish needs water, nervous as can be. My nerves haven't hit yet. I think they're going to soon, but they haven't hit quite yet. Haven't hit quite yet. Yes, it was Isaiah Simmons with the punt block. Absolutely. Yes, let's go, Al. Huge shout out to Jersey Al. 90% excited, 10% terrified. That's a good ratio. That's a good ratio, Aaron. That's how you know you're alive. That's how you know you're alive. Packers are going to win. I love it. What if Carolina is getting it figured out? They could be a dangerous team. I don't know that I'd go that far, Chad. I don't know that they're like, contenders to even go to, much less win a Super Bowl. But I've said it. This is why, again, for Green Bay, even with injuries, man, this thing is as wide open as it gets. Any game could go in any possible direction, including the one that the Rams were 10.5, 11, 12-point favorites, whatever it ended as. This game is completely up for grabs. And I expect every game from here on out. If you told me the Patriots won the Super Bowl, I'd believe you. If you told me the Patriots lost this week, I believe you. If you told me the Rams right now losing to Carolina, if you told me the Rams won the Super Bowl, I would believe you. If you told me the Rams lose right now to Carolina, that looks more likely. I think this thing is completely up for grabs for anybody that wants it. I don't think there's a dominant team out there. I think any team has the ability to choke this thing away. I think any team can win this thing. All right, we've got Rams with 3 timeouts, 1st and 10, 46, their own 46-yard line. Matthew Stafford drops back to pass. We've got to throw to Devontae Adams, who does not get out of bounds, stays in bounds, gets about a 6-yard pickup. It's going to be 2nd and 4. Clock ticks, minute 50 and running for the Rams here. My nerves hit a bit earlier. They've went away a little. Now it's mostly excitement. You're going to hit those nerves at some point. I think we're all going to get there, whether you're there already or whether it's going to hit again. It's definitely there. That is Nakua with a way too easy completion. And they are now getting pretty significantly into the Carolina territory here. That's just way too easy. Way too easy to let Puka Nakua with that free of a release got to be able to make that tackle right away on him if you're going to allow that release. They didn't. And now what they're at, like is it the 39 or the 29? I'm going to say the 39-yard line. 39. No, it's a 20. It's a 30-yard line. 30-yard line. 1st and 10. 1 minute left. 107. Oh, Devontae with the drop. Devontae drops it at the 20. We've got 104 left. 2:10 or 2nd and 10. 3 timeouts. Again, time not a factor here at all. It's more of a factor for Carolina probably if the Rams were to score. It's really not a factor for the Rams at all. This is just can the Rams get in the end zone or can Carolina hold them out? This comes down to Rams offense versus the Panthers defense. It's been that kind of year. Isaiah Simmons makes a big play in the playoffs before any Packers. Geez, yeah, that's just another little fun fact. Ooh, Stafford checking at the line. 7 seconds to go on the play clock. Tick, 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 tick. And we get first down Rams down to the 18-yard line. Under a minute left. Again, time not a factor at all. This is just can the Panthers hold the Rams out of the end zone? 50 seconds, clock is running. Again, the Rams want the ball to end this. They don't want Carolina ever to get it back. Stafford back to pass. That's a touchdown. That is a touchdown. Colby Parkinson, touchdown, 38 seconds left. There goes the Panthers not getting the ball back. But that is a sick catch from Colby Parkinson, who I think got matched up on a corner, and Parkinson just jump balled it and mossed the wide receiver. Is he out at the 1? He is in. He's in. That's a touchdown. So that is a touchdown. Rams take the lead. Panthers will have about 35 seconds. I think they have all 3 of their timeouts, but they definitely have timeouts remaining. But they're going to need to get in field goal range to give their rookie undrafted free agent kicker. It's Merrick, who's been great all year. It was not a corner, it was a safety. Merrick, who's been great all year, who can't make the play there. All right. And another opportunity for Bryce Young. Big extra point here. Extra point is good. So 38 seconds left. The Panthers do have 3 timeouts. So they'll have opportunity to get in field goal range for sure. But let's see if maybe we get some overtime football. Yeah, Stafford was unbelievably clutch. A little bit up until that final play, a little bit too soft by Carolina leading up until that, but that's a big time catch from Parkinson at the end. Yeah, they don't have to worry about it anymore. They got the touchdown. Rodgers got a touchdown with 37 seconds left that 1 year. Yeah, I'm not going to put Bryce Young in the Aaron Rodgers clutch 37-second left territory in this one, but yeah, Aaron Rodgers can do that. I'm not sure if Bryce Young's in that territory. We'll see. Looks like CV starting at cornerback. All right. I'm a little bit surprised, but not shocked. A little bit surprised, but not shocked. Appreciate you guys with all the questions. That was good defense. Yeah, on the last play, it was really good defense by Merrick. That's a really good. Yeah, I mean, he's in position. There's just only so much you can do. Only so much you can do. So 38 seconds left. Rams kicking off here. This has been fun, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you a ton. We've got, again, I'll probably do about 12 minutes left, and then I'm going to get out of here, get ready for the game. Did the Rams have? Oh, their punter's the one that kicks off, I guess. Okay. All right, here comes the kick return. They're going to have to return it. Oh, he ran that the wrong way, I think. They're going to start at their own 29-yard line with 32 seconds left. Oh, we got fighting pregame. Let's go. Let's go. This is, I told you guys, this is going to be intense. Anytime you get a team matching up 3 times in 6 weeks and one of them's a playoff game, yeah, this is going to be as intense as it gets. Forget my last comment. Rams looking like the team of destiny. Here's the Packers Rams NFC Championship. Go Pack, go. Hey, we'll see. You jinxed the Ram or the Let's see. Yeah, so we'll see if the Panthers can come up with a big play here. On 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Young back to pass. He's got nothing. You can't buy too much time here. Throws it away. Throws it away. Is there a Panther in the area? I think so. All right, down to 25 seconds left though. Bryce has got to be quick getting that ball out of his hands. Can't hold it for too long. You don't have too much time here. Pretty good pass rush by the Rams on that play. All right. It's going to be a fun ending here. And you might as well just stream the Packers game. Just kidding. I get why you don't. Maybe someday, but right now I still enjoy being able to just watch the Packers game freely, not having to work too much during it. Oh God. Oh God. Young escapes out of the pocket. Incomplete. 17 seconds left. 3rd and 10. Running out of time for Carolina. Honestly, Andy, you're doing a solid job at play-by-play here. If only you didn't have to work during the game. I know. I think there's also I think you could only do so much play-by-play during the game, but I don't think they're probably monitoring my YouTube channel that closely. Like to see a shorter leash for CV and or Nixon then. If they're not playing well, then Diggs should get it. My guess is Diggs gets in some capacity. I talked about earlier this week of maybe you have CV and Diggs on obvious passing downs with Nixon in the slot. I bet Diggs gets into this game in some way. That is an incompletion. It'll be 4th and 10, 12 seconds left. And you're going to have to, you have to get this one about near midfield. Not for a field goal, but you're just running out of time. Rams defense really stepped up on this drive. Bryce Young has not been able to get anything going. And pretty good pass rush by Carolina as well. Just nothing doing. Carolina needs a big play here. They've got the timeout so they can use all areas of the field. So they're just going to have to get something well down the field and almost in field goal range on this play. 12 seconds left, 4th and 10. Game on the line for Carolina. We got a timeout for Carolina prior to the snap, or at least one of the teams. And you might as well just stream the Packers game. Just kidding. I get why you don't. Appreciate you guys. Not an NFL announcer, but I think I could hang it maybe as the not the play-by-play guy, but maybe as the color analyst or whatever. But I don't need to do that. Want to live stream a Packer? I want you to live stream someday. Someday I'll do it for fun. Why am I scared of the Bears? I hate this feeling. No need to be scared, Marina. Again, anything could happen in this game. Anything could happen, but no reason to be scared. Trying to see if there's any other notes from the beat guys from a Packers standpoint. Yeah, so Nixon and Valentine, the first 2 outside cornerbacks and 7-on-7s. Jordan Morgan, obviously the starter at right tackle in warmups. No surprise there. As mentioned, Randall Cobb is on the sidelines. Here we go. 4th down, 4th and 10. Bryce Young. He dropped it. He dropped it. Oh, it's a little bit low, but that is a drop. Would have had about probably 6 seconds left with the timeout. It's still not, they went to bed in field goal range. So you're still just probably Hail Mary or bust at that point. That's tough. Yeah, that's Horn Jr. And yeah, you got to make that catch. Would have kept the season alive at least for one more play. Big comeback from the Rams. Hell of a fight from Carolina. Kudos to them. Kept that closer than anybody expected it to be and made it really entertaining right up until the end. Who's our best blitzing defensive back? I don't know that they've actually done it a ton, but if I had to bring somebody, I'd probably bring Javon Bullard. I think Evan Williams. I'd probably go Evan Williams. I go probably Evan Williams. I might be better than Al Michaels. Listen, I have a ton of reverence and respect for Al Michaels' career. No question about it. He did what is an all-time great call. Just think a little bit past his prime at this point. Nervous about the weather. Sets up for Chicago more than Green Bay. Hey, play the game that you have. This is playoffs. It's all on the line. No excuses. Got to get it done one way or the other. Got to find a way to get it done. Still a 2.5 point spread for Green Bay going into this one. No last minute line changes, at least that I've seen. Evan Williams has been awesome this year. My favorite player to watch this year for sure. Tucker Kraft was certainly in that conversation pre-injury as well. Certainly Micah in that conversation pre-injury as well. But for the player that's been available all year, Evan Williams, definitely my favorite player to watch this year. He's due. Rashawn Gary's due. I'll believe it when I see it, but he's definitely due for a big play. Drag the Bears to hell. Let's get after it, Justice Mosqueda. Let's get after it. Thank you guys all for all the super chats and the comments. Again, shout out to Luigi's Pizza for sponsoring today's show, as well as Sleeper. We appreciate them a ton. Thank you. Appreciate it. We got to get a Packers win. I'll be again at halftime. Luigi's at Luigi's Pizza, LuigesPizza on Twitter. And then end of the game, as soon as the game's done, live post-game show right here on YouTube. Got the Godzilla sweatshirt still working. That's all we need. It doesn't sound like Diggs is starting. It sounds like it's going to be Valentine and Nixon. Valentine gets stiff-armed into the ground. I'll blow a gasket. I still have a lot of love for Carrington Valentine. I think he comes up with a big game today. I really do. I do think Diggs gets in the game some. I do. Maybe there's a rotation, but maybe he doesn't. I don't know, but I would guess that Diggs finds a way to get in this game. Any limitations on players coming off IR? Tech, you're gonna have to be a little bit more specific there on exactly what you mean. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate all the pre and post game shows and excited for more next week. We've got Seattle next week. 1 win away from Packers Seahawks, which should be a really fun matchup next week. So just take care of business here first. And let's get ready for the Seahawks, baby. We'll talk a lot about that in the post game show, hopefully. We didn't have too many Bears trolls in it today. They're scared. Bears trolls not showing up in the chat today. You love to see it. You love to see it. We'll see a lot in the post-game show if they win. We won't see any if they lose. I know that much. All right, friends, since we have mostly exhausted our questions here, I will let you guys get ready for the game and throw that Luigi's Pizza in. I will see you guys all at halftime. Luigi's Pizza Twitter channel, at Luigi's Pizza again, and immediately following the game for the live post-game show. I cannot wait for it. I cannot wait for this game. Enjoy the hell out of it. This is as good as it gets. Packers, Bears, postseason football. Enjoy it. Just enjoy it. And hopefully we can get a big Packers win and talk about it immediately following the game. I'll see you guys there. Enjoy the hell out of the game. But until next time, and as always, and especially today, the Bears still suck, and go Pack Go.